How's everyone doing today? I'll be doing Certified Menace on the thing. So we start off with the first scene of some guy is chasing his dog out in the snow in a helicopter, and he's trying to take it out for a run. He's making sure his dog needs exercise because dogs need plenty of exercise. So he does this by chasing after it in the Arctic with a helicopter and shooting at it with a sniper rifle. So he misses all the shots because he has like blindfolds over his eyes. He can't aim for shit. So then he finds a base. He circles around it he circles around the base, going for round two, trying to put down this dog apparently because it has rabies. He rips out a grenade that looks like a can of beans, throws that can of beans, it completely misses the explosion, fucking went the complete opposite direction where the dog was. He lands his copter so he can get, better aim, I guess, on the ground. So then he whips out another explosive can of beans. Actually, he throws that shit behind him like he's waiting for someone to catch it behind him. He's like, oh, whoopsie daisies, must have slipped out of my hand. So then that shit lands in the snow, bombs this fucking helicopter. He says some Norwegian after. He's like, I don't know, he just says something in Norwegian, trying to warn the group that this dog isn't an alien and it's not someone that takes a piss in your back garden. So the dog is basically running towards his base, and there's some people outside. While he's trying to shoot the dog, he actually hits a guy. He grazes him in the leg, and then some other dude inside the base, he breaks a window open, and he shoots the Norwegian chap in the head with the pistol. So we go back to the main group in their main base, and two people are playing their game of chess, but then the dog keeps, we're going around underneath his legs. He's like, yeah, here, get this little mutt in the cage, would you? Like, put him back with the rest of the farm animals. So then, Claire, one of the dudes there, he goes, brings the dog to the cage, and then once, he closes the gate and leaves them to, have their little play day, like they're in play school, the dog's sitting there laying, staring at the wall like it has some ancient sigils on it or some shit, and then its back opens up, it's like pregnant or some shit, and then its tentacles start flailing around in its back and all, then legs start to come out of that shit. It's like a whole mutated dog or something. Clark hears the noise and he comes back to check out what's going on. It's like, yo, are you making babies? What's going on? He's like shagging, and then he opens up the gate. Two dogs jump at him like he's a fucking giant dog basically, and then they both run away, and then he notices the thing, it's all its tentacles flailing around. He manages to close the cage close the cage on it. Meanwhile, Mac, one of the other boys in the group, was gonna go get himself a cold one from the fridge, but then he hears like all the dogs barking and shit. They all sound like they're morphing into one another, or they're having an orgy or whatever. So then Mac shows up with the rest of the boys. He has a gun. And he notices the thing, there's only one dog left alive. It looks like it just came out like a vat of baby oil or some shit. So then the thing wraps his tentacles around the dog. Max starts to firing some shots into it. It does absolutely none. He might as well just been throwing a dog biscuit. He's like, hey boy, come here, I have some treats for you. So then it grows some arms, and then it like hops up onto the ceiling. It didn't even look like a hob. It looked like it had like bouncy boots or some shit. It looked like it done the force jump. The thing has midichlorians confirmed. So then the dog that it just wrapped around, that's infected now. That's just part of his family now. And Childs, one of the black guys, one of the black guys in the group, he has a flamethrower, and Big Mac tells him to, use it to flame that shit, but he kind of just looks at it and like flames it last second as the dog opens up its mouth and comes at it with the tentacle. He's like, oh, I can't kill it. Look at it. That poor innocent thing. Look at it. It looks like a fucking giant pile of flesh just on the ground sitting there. I can't kill it. And he just flames it up. We got the one guy who's trying to go to sleep. He's going to like, yo, Benny, I'm going to go to sleep now. And then just before he says sleep, he gets cut off because he finds that Benny left his clothes behind, and he had a little bit of trouble making a jam sandwich because it's all red and shit. There's stains all over his clothes, and then he notices Benny is just huddled up in the corner, getting wrapped up by some hentai tentacles. They're about to film a video or film an animation. He goes up to tell Mac. Mac comes back with the rest of the with Mac and the rest of the boys, and then he notices, oh yeah, they're gone. They disappeared. They went off to find a place that's more private. And then they notice the window. It's fucking obvious. The window is shattered, and then they go check and they see the guy Benny. He's just stumbling away like he just drank half a bottle of Jack Daniels. So then they go over to him. Benny collapses onto his knees. Mac whips out a flare, and then he tips over a can of flammable liquid, and then he just sets him ablaze for the big tribal barbecue. So then we cut to Mac, who's outside, and he sees Blair, who just went off, who was at a helicopter that was underneath a big cover, like, the covers that you pull over cars when you don't want them to rust or get ruined or whatever. Blair sees Mac Mac sees Blair going into the base with an axe because he thinks that's where the forest is. He's going to get some firewood. So then Mac goes over to the helicopter, goes over to the helicopter to check what he's doing. Then he hears screaming inside, or yeah, he hears noises inside. He goes in, and then he sees that Blair's having a little crash out. He's just having his daily bitch boy rampage because he's destroying all the fucking equipment. They look like PC towers. He's destroying all the track equipment, all their communication. He's just breaking shit with an axe. He's like crashing out because he's paranoid or something, but I'm fairly sure it was the thing. So Mac tells Child to go around the other side of the room. Tries to turn him into a therapist, tell him, Blair, can you calm down? And also Childs does that, but then Blair kind of responds with him shooting at him with a pistol. He shoots it until it runs out, and then he throws the gun at the wall like he doesn't know what a fucking gun is. So Mac comes at him with a fucking table. He charges at him. Blair is a tank. He manages to get Mac off him. He throws another guy aside, but then Mac and another guy just gang up on him. They just get him into a corner, then get on top of him like he's an alien. They're gonna rob him, and Mac punches him a few times as well. Mac and some of the boys went outside of the base, and one of the boys came back, Childs, because he found some Mac's jumper or t-shirt or whatever. He found some of Mac's clothes, and he cut him off because it's just it was all burnt and shit, so he's getting a little bit sus of me. He's like, alright, so I social distance from Mac, and he seems a little bit sus. So he basically left Mac to freeze out in the storm like a ice cube. So then the boys are chilling inside. Someone tries opening the door, but then they hear a window shatter. So then the child. Oh! Yeah, so Child goes over to the door. He tries to open it. That shit's locked. So he whips out his special key that works for any door. Any door in the world, an axe. He starts hacking at the door, and then when they break it open, they find Mac. He's standing there with his stick of dynamite and his flare. He's thinking, yo, if anyone touches me, I'm gonna Allahu Akbar the place, and I'm gonna turn into a suicide bomber, and you are all gonna be the victims. So then two people try to come up from behind Mac. They try to subdue him, but Mac is a fucking tank. Mac has been exercising every day since he was born, because he managed to get both of them off of him. He pushes one guy into a shell, but he gave him the push of 1,000 men or some shit, because that ends up making the guy struggling to breathe. So then they get this medic dude, and they put the guy on the table, and this medic guy is trying to resuscitate him with these fucking metal rubby rubs that you rub together and say clear. So he tries to do it one. He tries to do it one at a time, but then the guy's stomach opens up, and then his arms go into it. They close onto his arms. He basically ends up ripping both of his arms off. He collapses because he lost both of his arms. I don't know why I'm explaining it like that to you. And then Mac, he does the best. He does the next best thing. He torches that shit up. But then how the thing basically works is that you have to destroy every single part of it. Otherwise, it will still survive. Even if a single cell survives, it can grow into a whole new body. So then, the thing's head starts to, slowly rip off. You can see it's insides. It looks like Mountain Dew organs or whatever. So the thing's head rips off. It grows some spider legs. Its eyes go out of its skull. It starts looking like if Gary fucked a spider and they made a child. So the thing tries to sneak past Mac, but then for some reason it stands in the hallway and it lets the other boy see him. It's like, no way. And then Mac turns around and he just fucking just shits all over with the flamethrower. So then Mac comes up with the genius, brilliant idea of doing a blood test, because I think the theory that Blair or Doc came up with is basically they can all get a sample of each other's blood, put them in little petri dishes, and they're gonna put a hot metal wire up to it, and if the blood reacts, that's basically the thing, because the thing, it doesn't like fire. The fire is a big no-no for it. The fire is a big circle with a cross down diagonally. So they're doing the blood test, and then when Mac gets to a certain petri dish of blood, the blood jumps at him. And then he drops that shit. The blood kind of just swims away like tadpoles that just crawled out of cranberry juice. And then some guy who's tied up, his head, he starts spazzing out. He starts tweaking the fuck out like he's on a fent overdose. His head transforms into some cartoon, some fucked up Me Canyon animation video. So then he starts to he breaks through the floorboards. His fingers start looking like noodles or salad fingers. He jumps up to the ceiling like he's Spider-Man. He's literally on top of he's from The Conjuring. So then Mac tells Windows, that's his name, Windows. Yeah, I'm gonna name my son Door now. So then Windows, he tells Windows to go flame it. Windows for some reason it was zoned out or some shit. He's in his own land or something, because he doesn't do anything. The thing jumps down in front of him. It opens up its head. A big tentacle comes around it and wraps around his neck. he's about to dominate the fuck out of Windows. So then he pulls him into his head. There's like two big jaws. They clamp down on Windows to make him into a burger. And then he basically starts thrashing him about the place, just like a dog who just got their brand new chew toy. He starts throwing him about the place, throws him to one side of the room. So then Mac flames that shit. He fucking torches his ass. And then the thing basically, he just runs out the place. He collapses onto the ground because he can't take feeling like he's in a microwave. Mac whips out a stick of dynamite and just bombs the shit out of him. So then the Windows dude, he's infected now. So Mac also torches his ass up. So then we cut to Mac and I think two more guys. At this point, it's two more guys and Blair that are alive. I also forgot to mention, after that Blair had that little 10-year-old Fortnite kid crash out, they had to put him in a cabin. They basically had to like ground him, except they're the parents and they don't love their son, and so they just like put him in a separate building because they were thinking he could be infected. So basically what their plan is now is they're gonna bomb the whole place. They're gonna just turn the whole place into smoke and rubble. So while they're planting down the dynamite, Blair sneaks up behind the guy. He basically puts his hand on his face, pushes him up against the wall, checks left or right, and then he starts digging his fingers into his skin, like his skin is made from plastic or some shit, and it's like he wants to dig the bugs out from under the skin. So the random ass black dude, I think, unnamed black dude sees this. He sees Blair dragging away the guy's body, and he's like, oh shit, I want to see what they're up to. So he wanders off without saying anything to Mac or making a noise or anything. So then Mac is like, yo, are we done yet? Mac just says something, and he notices, oh, he's all alone. Oh, fuck. So then the earthquake starts happening. Big, like, a shockwave happens. It's like it starts spreading to him. Like floorboards are like flipping out about the place. It's like the ground just got angry and it wants to eat Mac for breakfast. So Mac dives out the way. He drops his stick of dynamite that he lit, just in case he needs to bomb some people. And then the tentacles come out of the ground. They take this little fucking cartoon like lever that you press and make everything go boom. Yeah, they take that. So and then Mac he throws his dynamite at the tentacle, and everything explodes. Everything goes boom. The only two people that are left living is Mac and the child. His name's literally Child, and that's how the movie ends. Really ambiguous. Really, up to your interpretation, I guess, of what happens later. I kind of like it like that, but yeah. Anyways, that was me doing Certified Menace on the thing. See you later.